Hello everyone and welcome back to StarMade. As you can see, we are not on the planet today. Today we are going to be expanding our fleet by another ship. So this is our current one. It is a light missile boat and it shoots about 3 missile pods at this time, and it's super basic. It's a very specialized role, and this episode we're going to be working on a light fighter variant. It's going to look different, of course, than this one, but it will have probably a small cockpit of some kind, and I might try and work something special with rails with that, but I'm not 100% sure. I've seen it done, and it does look pretty cool to do so. But it is going to be about this size. So actually I need to hop in here real quick, just so I can see its length and everything, because I need to keep it about the same. So it's 25 meters long, and it is 17 meters wide and 8 tall. So we'll go 25, 10, 20 is the limit of our light series. 25, 10, 20. Okay, keep that in mind. So, also, whoa, why'd I change direction? Anyways, you'll see that this is our new ship core. It is for a light variant of a fighter. So, let's see, the cockpit's gonna start up here, which I think will be pretty cool. And I want it definitely to be near the top. So we're gonna lower the middle of the ship down a couple blocks, and you can use power cores to kind of measure out things. It can help a lot. So let's do a nose of something about that length. We are at 11 meters, so we can go all the way. Let's just go ahead and measure out what 25 looks like here. It's good to get almost like a measuring stick going, and that way you have good reference points for things. So the cockpit will be this, and I'm going to do some glass, and I might try and make it to where it slides open on rails. The engine bay, let's pop that down right there and turn on our symmetries. At that one we need this one, because it is going to be a symmetrical design. And how wide did I say? 10 at most? Where's it? 15? And then check that. It's one of those things, because these light variants, they're going to have to follow kind of a rule set in case I make a carrier, or just for the hangars in general. I'm going to move this a little bit closer to what we're building so I can refer to it a little bit easier. There we go. And it is 17 wide, so I said it should be about 20 is what I wanted. Why is this thing rotating? Oh, it's just the background's rotating. Not us, actually. Was messing with my head. So let's see. So 20 is the widest that I want to go. We'll keep this 15 for now, just so we have some room for armor. And we'll run the power lengthwise. And we're going to do a simple core here. Okay. Something like that. And then let's lower this one. And then we'll start adding these offset boxes. There we go. It's alright, that's about a 9,000 per second so far. And I'm gonna try and do maybe a swept wing design here. So that's why it's gonna get more narrow the farther back we go. But I still need plenty of power supply. And that's simply because of, you know, if this thing's gonna have a heavy armament of cannons, then, you know, I don't want it to be weak by any means. But there's our back end where the engine bay is going to be sitting. We'll go ahead and put some capacitors in here. Just to fill in the gaps. I think that's enough. I want maybe 100, a nice even 100,000 total power. That way we can do in case, if I can speak here, because, you know, building and coming up with creative things to say is a little difficult sometimes. If we need to do some jump range, it definitely needs to be able to store some power. And now we can do some thrusters. Now, do I want to do engine bays on the side, leave the back plain? Let's see what all you can do here. Boom, 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 boom. Something like that. Is this the shape we're looking for? Not quite. Let's trim this down a little bit. And then do a center kind of boost there just to keep our U shape going. And so for thrust, that is 113 total. Let's go ahead and compare it to this ship over here real quick, just to make sure we're about the same size category here. Align to it and press space, and its thrust is 334.5. So obviously a little different. But for a start, a third of the total thrust is fine. Let's go ahead and try and stick some computers on here. So I do want it to be in a nice location and defensively, so kind of in the back middle of the ship will be good. Now we can lay out our two main guns. So that's gonna, okay, is this pointing the right way? Let's see. There we go. Gotta make sure your guns are pointing in the correct direction, because if not, you all are gonna run into some these are thrusters, not guns. What am I doing? Alright, and let's see, I think that's okay. We'll go 2 and then just lay out our main barrel. So let's go ahead and see what that power consumption is kind of like. It's alright. And then if we go in here and select our other computer and assign its support, something like that. Get back inside. Bring up our weapon modules. Okay, it's 40%, which is a good amount. Let's check our weapons. It does 252 damage a shot, about. Boop. It's still a relatively slow shooting thing, which is not what I want. Maybe if I increased its speed more. So let's see, which computer do I need to grab again? It's that one. Go ahead and hook it up to some of these. And we have a little bit, definitely quick shots. Let's just check our details again. 205, 154. So obviously that affected our damage a little bit. I want at least 200 damage a shot. So let's unhook these for now. And reattach it to the correct computer. There we go. You know, I'm not quite 100% sold on this design or the shape that's happening right now. Let's change it. Bring out the guns even wider. That might be cool. Something like that. So pincer shapes going on right now, and then what we can do is go ahead and throw some shields on here. Alright, so we'll just put this down the middle. And put our rechargers in here. Now this is definitely closer range than our bomber, so it's gonna have to have a lot more just shield strength in general. Let's check this. So far we're pretty agile, which is nice. Our shield strength is 2,185, 200 a second, which is good. I'm gonna keep it about 200 a second, and then we're just gonna increase the cap to maybe, I'm gonna try and shoot for 20k. If that's gonna be possible. I doubt it. Yeah, I highly doubt that. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna keep working on the internals off camera real quick, and then I'm gonna come back. It might change a little bit, and I'll come back when I'm putting on some finishing touches to the armor and give you guys kind of the final build phase. So if you guys don't want to sit through the whole thing, which I doubt you do, now's the time to hit play again, essentially. So alright, so the rough shape is coming along fairly nicely. We have our swept wings pretty much laid out. I have some struts being laid out as well that will be supporting a lot of the structural integrity, or at least looking like it. It's not actually really doing anything besides just adding more armor. I wanted to try and make this look like it could actually fly in the atmosphere pretty well. So it's going to be like a hybrid kind of engine setup. So I made little intake looking spots. What is this red line? What are you? Oh, I'm showing center of mass. Okay. Anyways, we have our intakes, and then they kind of all filter back into this back central engine. We have a little space cut out here for when I put the rails in for our cockpit. And this is going to be glass, and it's just going to slide back in underneath here, and hopefully work out fairly well for us. Obviously, there's some more room to fill, which we're probably going to put for shields. It doesn't look like we really have much more room for thrusters at the moment, which is kind of bad. It's not the fastest thing in the world, even at this current armor level. In fact, I think it even has less armor at the moment than that ship. If I get out and see, I think we're sitting at about 30,000 in our fighter, and if we come over here to our missile boat, we are sitting at 53,000. So obviously some differences in stats, but this ship is overall more bulky than this one. This one's a little bit more streamlined. I think it's a little bit thinner too. It also doesn't have the full cockpit. It just has a seat. This one actually has a little room, which is pretty cool. But luckily this is a bit smaller of a target unless I open up wide like this shape here. Let's see. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop up here. I might end up changing the color scheme. I don't really have a whole lot of blocks in different colors right now. And so if you guys want to pick out our two colors with an accent, let me know. I think I might leave the engine bays this gray, but the body of the ship will probably be a different color, maybe blue, and the struts might be a white. I might keep white for my strut color. Where's our thing over here? Well, this one kind of matches the body. It's only a two color. Well, it's a three color. It has a white side to signal the bottom of it. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up to 100% completion, and you guys can let me know what you think down below as always. Alright everyone, so this is the first iteration of our light fighter. I'm sure it will evolve and change as we continue to play, and I get just better at constructing things, because right now it feels like I'm not very great at all, especially with sci-fi stuff. It's not my strong suit. I might have to do, as I said, studies of some sort to try and get some designs down before I start building. But this is pretty much done. The greenish black areas are one color, the gray areas will be another color, and you, as I said earlier, you guys can let me know in the comments down below what you think those two colors should be. Yeah, everything kind of fit together pretty nice. We have a total of 47,000 structure hit points, 48,000 armor hit points. We have 5,190 shields, 285 thrust compared to 141 mass, and double the thrust compared to mass I think is a decent speed. If we hop in here, you can see we can accelerate fairly quickly, or at least quick enough for, you know, what we need. And then once you hit max speed, it's pretty much the same. I went and adjusted our weapon system a little bit, so now we have pretty much a constant rate of fire, but the damage is decreased slightly below 200. I think it's about 150 right now. So, but we can shoot fairly quick, and we can get the shields down on this thing in a couple quick shots, which is nice. So another feature that I've added, I'll go ahead and hop out. You can see we have a nice little glass cockpit here, and the side button. The side button activates some rails and it opens up. You can see the inside here. And when you're about to hop in, you just hit the button on this side, hop in the cockpit, and the door closes behind us. You can also check this out in build mode. The sliding action is pretty cool. There's still some room in here to pop in a few more modules over time, like here and here, there and there. I just can't cover up the side of the button, or else I won't be able to shut the door once we open it. But yeah, everything turned out fairly decent. It's a light fighter. It suffices for what we're going for. And then there's even going to be a lighter variant that'll go into the side, like super light, almost drone fighters that I'll be making here to fit into that side hangar. If we go back to the base, I can show you that. Let me just close this door. And then, actually, I can cover up the button. I just have to go into build mode, and I can shut the door behind me. So it's actually, yeah, it's not a big deal. I can do that. Squeeze in an extra module. When you're building something this small, every block counts. But yeah, there'll be an even smaller variant that can fit into this hangar door and go down into its own hangar bay. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Next episode, we're going to be expanding on the base again. We're going to be doing kind of the military district, at least the upper level. And then we might start at least laying out the individual docking bays for our light ships. And then after that, we'll build another light ship for salvaging, because I haven't had one of those in a little while. And we'll go from there. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are enjoying the content, feel free to subscribe to my channel for more creative goodness. And, thanks for stopping by. We're nearing 700 subscribers at a fairly quick pace. It's kind of picked up the past couple of days, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for the support. And for 700 subs, I'm going to do a Q&A. And the best way to submit questions is via Twitter, or you can comment on any of my videos. I do read every comment, and I'll see if your question gets answered in the 700 subscribers Q&A session that I have planned. So, see you then.